Today, we're going deeper than just the headlines. There was a tragic incident on July 9th, 2025, but it feels like more than just one event. We want to really unpack this crash, look at what it means, because there seems to be a worrying pattern here.
That's exactly right. This specific crash, as awful as it is, really gives us a window into some bigger systemic issues. Our goal here is definitely to connect those immediate details, the things you're hearing right now, to that wider context,
Yeah.
the stuff that often gets, missed in the day-to-day news cycle.
Okay, so we're looking beyond the surface, trying to understand why this specific incident feels, particularly disturbing, maybe part of something deeper.
Precisely. We want to explore why this isn't just a one-off tragedy, but perhaps a symptom of ongoing challenges that really need a closer look.
Right. So let's get into the facts of what happened today. They are pretty grim. It was around, 1:25 p.m.
Hmm.
A two-seater Jaguar trainer jet, an Indian Air Force jet.
Yes, that's correct. It crashed into an agricultural field. This was near Banota village in Rajasthan's Churu district. It was a routine training mission, apparently. But the outcome, just tragic. Both pilots on board were killed.
And the initial reports from the scene, villagers hearing a loud explosion, seeing flames, thick smoke,
Yeah.
then finding the burning wreckage. And, the human cost is just immediately apparent. It really hits home.
Mm-hmm. And the response seems to have been swift. Local emergency teams, police, fire brigade, medical personnel, plus IAF helicopters were on site pretty quickly, secured the area, cordoned it off. Importantly, there were no reports of civilian injuries or property damage on the ground, a small mercy given the circumstances.
Okay. And the official word from the Indian Air Force, what have they said?
Well, as you'd expect, they've expressed deep regret. Standard procedure, but necessary. They've also immediately launched what's called a court of inquiry.
A court of inquiry. So that's a formal investigation.
Exactly. It's a thorough internal process. They'll look at everything: maintenance records, the flight data, operational procedures, pilot factors, trying to pinpoint the exact cause. The aim is always to prevent it happening again.
You mentioned earlier this might be part of a pattern. Could you elaborate on that? Is this crash really isolated?
Yeah, that's the crucial context here. This is unfortunately not isolated. It marks at least the second Jaguar crash just in 2025. There was another one back in April near Jamnagar in Gujarat, also significantly during a training sortie.
Wow. Okay, so two this year alone.
Right. And when you zoom out a bit, you see it's part of an even wider pattern involving several different types of IAF aircraft over recent months. It's not just the Jaguars.
So this recurring nature, especially with the Jaguars, what does that suggest? What are the vulnerabilities here?
Well, it definitely sparks growing concerns, particularly about the Jaguar fleet itself. These aircraft have been in service for a long time. They're an aging fleet. So naturally, questions arise about maintenance standards, the challenges of keeping older aircraft airworthy, potential issues with spare parts, fatigue, all those factors that come with operating vintage platforms.
Right, the challenges of material fatigue,
Yeah.
maybe scarcity of parts, integrating newer tech. It sounds incredibly complex.
It is, and it also brings up questions about, the training needed for pilots on these older, perhaps less automated systems compared to newer jets. It goes beyond just a technical failure report. It touches on long-term planning and national security upkeep.
So the inquiry will likely be looking into all of that. Mechanical issues, yes, but also potential operational errors or these bigger systemic problems you mentioned.
Exactly. The Court of Inquiry has a broad mandate to explore all possible contributing factors. And meanwhile, of course, there's been a significant public reaction. Tributes, condolences pouring in from officials, local authorities, and pledges of support for the families who lost their loved ones. A very somber time. But stepping back, what really stands out here, I think, is seeing how this specific tragic event isn't in isolation. It slots into this larger discernible pattern. And maybe this makes you, the listener, wonder. When you see a series of incidents like this, especially involving equipment that's been critical for so long, like an aging fleet, what does that tell us about the deeper systemic challenges, the challenges of maintaining the vital infrastructure we depend on?
That really crystallizes it. Understanding how these individual events, these tragedies, fit into that broader narrative. That's why we wanted to do this deep dive. It certainly leaves us thinking about the ongoing, absolutely critical importance of safety, of maintenance, of investment in these vital sectors. What it takes, really, to keep essential systems running safely and securely over the long haul. Something to reflect on.